In the world of building products, it's so easy to get caught up in the motion, right? The activity, the sheer busyness of it all. But are we actually creating value? Today, we're going to dig into a really powerful framework designed to answer that exact question. We'll start with a core problem that honestly plagues even the very best teams.
So let's get right to it. The core problem we're tackling today is this fundamental and way too often overlooked distinction. The difference between being busy and being valuable. It sounds obvious, but it's such a subtle trap, and it's one that even the most successful organizations can fall right into.
Now, seriously, just pause and think about this for a second. Look at your own teams. What are they celebrating? Is it shipping features, or is it a positive change in customer behavior? The difference between those two things is absolutely everything, but it is dangerously easy to confuse them.
And that confusion leads us straight into the classic feature factory. It's a place where success gets measured by pure output. How many new buttons we added, how many tickets we closed. The conveyor belt is always moving, but we have no real evidence, no proof that we're making our customers' lives any better or actually improving the business. It feels productive, for sure, but more often than not, it's just spinning our wheels in the mud.
Okay, so how do we break out of this factory mindset? Well, the solution lies in changing how we see our work, and more importantly, how we measure it. We're going to explore a framework called Evidence-Based Management, or EBM for short, which gives us 4 really distinct lenses to get a truly clear picture of what value actually is.
And here they are, the 4 key value areas, or KVAs. I want you to think of them like 4 crucial dials on your product's dashboard. We've got current value, unrealized value, our ability to innovate, and finally, our time to market. See, together they help us look beyond just revenue or output to get a much more holistic and, frankly, a much more honest view of our product's health.
Let's start with the first 2, because they're all about balancing our immediate reality with our future ambition. It's that classic tension, right? You've got to satisfy customers today while keeping a sharp eye on the bigger prize that's waiting for you tomorrow.
Current value is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It is the here and now. How happy are our users right now? Are they actually using the product? Is it making them successful? This is the absolute foundation. If your current value is 0, well, then nothing else really matters, does it?
But here's the thing. While current value keeps the lights on, this next one, this is where things get really exciting. Unrealized value is all about potential. It represents the gap between the value your customers get today and the value they could get if all their needs were perfectly met. This is the space where true innovation and real growth live.
And this slide lays it out perfectly. Look at this. You've got product A, high satisfaction, customers are happy, but it's stuck in a saturated market with pretty much no room to grow. Then you have product B, customers aren't thrilled yet, but it's in a rapidly expanding market. The unrealized value for product B is massive. So where should you put your effort? Well, focusing there promises a much, much bigger return.
All right, so we've looked at value from the customer's perspective, looking outward. Now, it's time to turn the lens inward. The next 2 KVAs are all about our organization's engine, our ability to actually deliver all that value we just talked about. Is it running smoothly, or is it sputtering and stalling out on us? Now, your ability to innovate isn't just about having a great idea. It's about your capacity to actually execute on it. And this can be blocked by so many things, technical debt, clunky manual processes, or one of the biggest silent killers of productivity, constant interruptions. And just look at the cost of those interruptions. It is staggering. Every single time a team member has to switch tasks to answer a supposedly urgent email or jump into an unplanned meeting, their focus is just shattered. That context switching acts like a hidden tax on their ability to do deep, meaningful work and deliver that innovative value we're chasing. And of course, this flows directly into our last KPI. Time to market. I mean, it's simple, right? If your ability to innovate is low because of all this friction and all these interruptions, it's just going to take you longer to get anything into the hands of your customers. This metric tells you how quickly you can respond to new ideas or shifts in the market.
This highlights such a crucial point. You have to choose the right metrics. Something like revenue per employee might look great on a spreadsheet, but it tells you absolutely nothing about your bottlenecks or your ability to adapt when things change. Time to market, on the other hand, gives you direct, actionable insight into the actual health of your delivery system.
Okay, so we have these 4 powerful lenses, but how do we actually use them to make things better? Well, it all comes down to one simple idea: finding and fixing the friction that's slowing your system down.
Let me give you a perfect real-world example. I bet this sounds familiar. Your team is shipping amazing new features, release after release, but your customers, they can't use them. Why? Because the upgrade process is either too difficult or just way too risky. So your feature factory is running at full steam, but zero value is actually being delivered.
So in this scenario, the feature factory instinct is to just keep adding more features, right? But if we use our EBM lenses, we see the real bottleneck. And we realize the single most valuable thing you could possibly do is to stop producing features, and instead invest that time in making the upgrade process painless and safe. That one fix unblocks all future value.
A really powerful tool for this is something called value stream mapping. You literally map out your entire process, from a new idea all the way to delivery, and it makes the bottlenecks, the long wait times, and all the waste glaringly obvious. It's how you replace guesswork with hard evidence.
And that really brings us to the heart of this entire philosophy. It is about making a fundamental shift away from running on gut feelings and old assumptions and moving toward making decisions based on real evidence. Evidence about value, evidence about flow, and evidence about quality.
So, I'm going to leave you with this challenge. What is one core assumption that's driving your team's work right now? Maybe it's that a certain feature is absolutely critical, or that a particular process is super efficient. What is it? And how can you use data, even simple data, to challenge that assumption this week? Because that is where the journey to measuring what truly matters really begins.